Okay, so we're gonna do these little call outs. So I'm gonna make a new layer. We're gonna call that, I think I called it views. I'm gonna call it call outs though for this one. Okay, and I'm going to also just lock these other views, other layers. So I'm gonna be picking around a lot here, and I don't want to move things as I do it. So I'm going to use this guy here, which is called a frame tool. What that means, I can make a shape, and then I can basically put text inside that shape. So it kind of disappears because there's no stroke on the line, right? So they're both empty, either the fill or the stroke. So I'll just give it a black there so I can see it. And then I'll go to my text tool, and so you see how that little thing made a little circle there? So I'm going to click on the text. I'm going to click in there. So I'm going to click in there. I'm going to type 1. And so that's like treating that circle like a text box. It's treating the box like a text box. So I can actually use that if I go back to my text box command. Now you see I don't have bottom, left, or right because it's a circle. But I do have alignments, so I can align with the center. But now it's left justified as a paragraph. So now I go back to my paragraph rules, and I'm going to center justify it, and now it's basically a number 1 in the middle. And so I can use all the same styles that I did before. Where'd they go? Where's my paragraph style? There it is. And so what I'll do is I will call this. I'll click on this like so. I will make a new character style, paragraph style, right? And I'll call this, we're going to have a couple of these, so I'm going to call it call out 1 and say OK. And then, like anything, we can just now, it's like editing your regular paragraph. So you go call it 1, we're going to set that to acumen. No minion, go away. Where did acumen go? I mean, acumen's not like much radically better, but it's okay. Oh, and I want to see a preview of what I'm doing, and this thing is so big. There we go, so I can see that. As a call out, I think I want bold. I want to see it nice and bold. That's great. Let's say okay. Now here's a question. If I do that, that's good. So the 1 stays the same. Actually, let me undo this because I didn't do the shift. Okay, Control Shift C, redo. So I'm going to. I want to. Oh, that's annoying. So what I'm trying to do while I'm talking to myself, I want to shrink the circle as a circle proportionally, but I don't want to shrink the 1. So when I do that, but if I hold shift, just shift. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I just hold down the shift to do that because that circle is way too big. So I'm going to bring that down, down, down. The 1 might be too big. So there's a little bit of like feeling out, what the right size for that is. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, oh, my first view I think is like kind of from up here, looking down there, and that this view is, so I'm going to then drag that down there. I'll move my caption. Oh, I locked it. I'm going to move my caption down, down, down. I don't know. Go up a little smidge. That's a little too close there. So give it a little bit more white space there. All right. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, so Control Shift or Shift, I want to, there's a command, there's a way of doing this where I can move and copy. It's Alt Alt Shift. Yeah, see the Alt, when I hold the Alt and you hit double arrow, that means it's going to copy. And if I hold the Shift, it's going to make sure I just glide. You see how it shows up there? When I go, there you go. It's just going to glide horizontally. I'm not going to be dragging it all over the... Ooh, see? I let go too soon. It popped right up there. It's a little bit of dexterity. Ooh, there we go. I had the wrong key. Oh, okay. And Alt Shift. One more. Come on, come on. Again, doing this with my left hand, so not. And this requires some fine motor skills, and they are not firing as well with the left hand. All right, so are we okay with that? I think it's a little large. Those are a little large as circles. Oh, I'm losing my mouse. My mouse is not moving. Come on, mouse. All right. This is a computer problem. Now I'm using my touchpad. Those were, I don't know. We're just going to leave them like that. We'll make some fine-tuned adjustments later. Come on, Mr. Mouse. All right. And then what I'm going to do, so you also saw that I made them red there. So how do we do that? I'm going to select these. I'm going to go to swatch. I'm going to click on that red. Does that make everything red? It doesn't. The number's not red. So then I'm going to go to my paragraph style. And I'm going to go to my call out. I'm going to edit my call out. And character color, red, Yahoo. Okay, so now all those numbers are red. I can layers, turn that text off. I'm just going to select all those because they're all in the same layer. Again, that's the black. I go to my swatches. Anyone ever go swatch? Watch. Okay, there we go. Great. Now I see what I did there was I also believed that this red, the default red, is a little too red, a little reddy red. So I toned this down a bit. You might not be able to tell, but it's a little desaturated if you remember our color lecture discussions. So what you can do if you want to start with that red is you can duplicate it and you can double click on it. You can name it if you want. You can call it the call out red. We had a class I taught. We were trying to coordinate colors as a group, and then one of our students was very insistent on a particular color, or they had a particular color they always used, and we called it Davis blue. So Davis set our blue. So with the HSB, hue, saturation, brightness, I can make different color adjustments than with the CMYK. So I just am making that quite light. You'll see it gets a little too light. But now that I have that color, and I'll just rename it, I'll call it call out red. Okay. Now that I got that, I can again select you, and I can go like that, and I can select you, and I can go like that, and then I can select my paragraph style, edit, character color, dun, 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 dun. Call it red. Voila. So there we go. All right, so one more thing to show you. I won't go through and number all those. Let's just do it real quick. 1. So we'll need the numbers. 2, 3. Here we go again. 4, 5 photos. Okay, there we go. Zoom out. Scroll up. Save, 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 save. So I kind of guessed like, oh, maybe that other view was, and this is like really annoying to drag these guys, was somewhere here looking up. I think the piano is like right here. So the 2 is kind of looking there. So one thing I'm going to show you with those, and then the interior, this isn't really the best way to do it. So like 3 maybe looking at the piano. Control copy, Control V. You can find better examples of this kind of view setup. Oh, the one thing I will show you with this. So look at this. See how that 4 shows up there? It gets a little hard to read now. I have all that line, all those lines there. So I'm going to select these guys. And you see how that's transparent. I'll go back to my swatches, click paper, and now that interior is opaque. It looks white. It's the paper, it's the background. Anyway, that's the way to fix that. We'll have to do it with this one too. 5, drag 5 over. So 5 is looking into the sort of bathing area there from here, and 4 is more. Jeez. I'm gonna zoom in. 4 is more. My mouth keeps disappearing. 4 is more up here. Let's do that. 5, that, swatch, paper. Okay. Oh, come on. What did you do? Swatch, paper. Good. Okay, so next. Sorry. Okay, next we're going to have, I'm going to just show you the, see if the mouse will respond here. I was going to show you how to make some arrows. And unfortunately, because this is sort of having some issues with my mouse, just give me a second. Sorry. And I can't really pause like I can with Panopto because I'm doing a recording. There we go. All right. It's not important. Mouse is working. Zoom out. So I'm going to make arrows. I'm going to make an arrow that says, oh, I'm looking here. Oh, I'm looking there. So I go to, not stroke yet, I go to the pen tool. You can also get to that with the P key. And I'm going to click there. And it's going to roughly point towards the house there. And there I've made a line. Make that 0. Transparent, so I have a red line there. That's good. It has the color, it has the red that I've made. That's not a great line. I could make better lines. We'll stick with that though. And then the neat thing with the stroke function is I can now at the end of that line add an arrow. So it kind of indicates, hey, we're looking that way. And I can do that with that one too. Okay. So that's one way to kind of get this sort of keyed up, and like with the tufty thing, you know, the red sort of helps that stand out as something we want to look at. So we're going to do one more visual narrative example. This will be the kit of parts one, and hopefully that will get you kind of on your way.